Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our major stories. It's good news for Nigeria as Minister of Finance Kemi Adeosun reveals that the country is getting out of recession. Lawmakers on the offensive. House Committee summons Finance Minister and Minister of Works over public procurement. Senate wants Transport Minister to appear over rail project. Tears and wailing in Osisa Delta State as community angry over the killing of 7 indigents by suspected Fulani herdsmen, and soldiers in Côte d'Ivoire accept deal to end 5-day mutiny. Just a quick reminder now that for more on our top stories and others, please visit our website channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on your mobile device by logging on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have the eyewitness feature, so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Indeed, we have those pictures and let's share them with you, shall we? Let's begin from Bini, the Edo State capital, showing the bad shape of a school. Our eyewitness reporter wants this worked on to aid teaching and learning in that school. Still on infrastructure is this one from Oyo State, showing the deplorable state of the road there. Our eyewitness reporter wants the state government to fix this. From Oyo to Egbeda here in Lagos State, where we have this image of a bad road as well. According to our eyewitness reporter, this road is a nightmare for residents. Let's end with this one from Iyanokbaja, also here in Lagos, showing an abandoned drainage project. According to our eyewitness reporter, if this is not attended to, it could be an accident waiting to happen. Thanks a lot for your pictures and being part of the news as well. The death toll in a suspected herdsman attack in Mokwa local government area of Niger State has risen to 27. Now, this was confirmed today by the Director General of the Niger State Emergency Management Agency, Ibrahim Inga, who told reporters in Minna that 21 people were killed during the attack. 3 bodies were recovered from a river, while 3 others died in hospital. The assailants reportedly launched the attack while the people were praying in a mosque and killed everyone, including the imam. Many women and children were also seriously injured. The incident is believed to be a reprisal after the killing of a herdsman following a disagreement over a piece of land between some Fulani youths and members of the community. The Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has ordered the immediate and permanent withdrawal of vehicle inspection officers, that's the VIO, from the roads across the state. Governor Ambode announced this while commissioning some projects at the Ojodu Burger area of the city. The governor's decision was prompted by public complaints over the high-handedness of VIO officials in the discharge of their duties. As an alternative, he said the state government would employ technology to track and monitor vehicle registration and MOT certification and de-emphasize impounding of vehicles on the roads.
The traffic situation of the Ojodubaga R6 was one of the challenges we identified as requiring urgent attention. This decision was informed by the strategic importance of this axis being a major gateway into our state. What we set out to achieve with this project was to ensure smooth flow of traffic along the express and then safeguard the lives of our people who had to run across the express and project the image of a truly global city to our visitors. Today, we are delighted that we have not only succeeded in transforming the landscape, but with the slip road laybys and the bridge, we have given a new and pleasant experience to all entering and exiting our state. Let me use this opportunity also that vehicle inspection officers have been asked to stay off our roads permanently. We also advise the Federal Road Safety Corps to stay on the fringes, highways, and not on the main streets of Lagos anymore. It has become evident that these agencies contribute to the traffic challenges on our roads.
Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode, and we cross over to Abuja now. Here's Gloria Umezuke. Gloria.
Hello, Ijoma. The federal government has amended charges against Justice Sylvester Nguta at a federal high court in Abuja with the reintroduction of an accusation earlier removed from the charges. In the reintroduced charge, Justice Nguta is alleged to have given false information to the Nigerian Immigration Service concerning his diplomatic passport with the purpose of procuring another one. Our correspondent, Amaka Okafo, reports.
At the proceedings, the prosecutor, Mrs. Olufemi Fatunde, informed the court that the federal government has amended its charges against the defendant. At that point, counsel to Justice Nguta, Mr. Kanu Agabi, told the court that he will address the court on the amendments on a later date. With that out of the way, the charges were read again to Justice Nguta, who entered a plea of not guilty. In the reintroduced charge, Justice Nguta is alleged to have given false information to the Nigerian Immigration Service concerning his diplomatic passport with the purpose of procuring another one. After taking his plea, the prosecution continued with the presentation of witnesses. The first witness, Mr. Tanimola Alao, an investigative officer with the Department of State Services, told the court how he took the statement of Justice Nguta a day after he was detained by his organization. When asked if his action had any bearing on the charges against Justice Nguta, the witness said his job was just to take the statement made by the judge after his arrest. The next prosecution witness, Mr. John Utazi, who is also an operative of the DSS, led the search of the judge's residence, said during the search, a wardrobe that was changed with padlocks was discovered by the DSS team. He said when the padlock was opened, he and his team discovered several bags filled with foreign currencies. He said his team found documents related to building plans and landed properties belonging to the judge. The witness testimony was, however, postponed to enable the prosecution return with evidence from the search.
The witness who works with the Immigration Service came and totally decimated the case of the prosecution. So that amendment is to rescue whatever they think they can rescue from the bad evidence.
It is within the unfettered discretion of the prosecution, and we consider that it is necessary for us to amend, and that is why we amended the charge today.
The case was adjourned to Wednesday, May 17th. Amaka Okafo, Channels Television News.
The trial of the former National Security Advisor, retired Colonel Sambo Dasuki, over alleged criminal diversion of funds meant for arms procurement has been stalled. The trial was stalled following the failure of the Department of State Services to produce him in court. As a result, the case has been adjourned till tomorrow, Wednesday, May the 17th, 2017. Mr. Dasuki was arrested on December 1st, 2015, and is currently facing multiple charges in different cases. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has rearranged controversial businessman Fred Ajudwa at a Lagos High Court sitting in Abuja in Ikeja for allegedly defrauding a former Chief of Army Staff, retired Lieutenant General Ishaya Bamayi, of $10.3 million. Mr. Ajudwa, however, pleaded not guilty to the 28-count charge bordering on conspiracy and obtaining money by false pretenses. The lead prosecutor for the EFCC, Mr. Samuel Ate, said Mr. Ajudwa committed the alleged conspiracy and fraud in 2004, alongside 5 other accomplices, requesting that he be remanded in prison. Ajudwa's counsel, Mr. Norrisin Quakers SAN, however, objected to the prosecution's request for remand. Justice Oyefeso acceded to the defense counsel's request and granted bail to Ajudwa on the subsistent conditions given by the Court of Appeal. Well, the case was adjourned to July 12 and 13 for hearing of pending applications. The 2016 National Health Facility Survey by the Ministry of Health has identified inaccurate diagnosis and the lack of basic treatment drugs and equipment as a major problem in Nigeria's health sector. According to the report, only 41.3% of the 3,330 facilities surveyed nationwide can diagnose basic killer diseases like pneumonia, diarrhea, and malaria.
The Minister of Health, development partners in the health sector, and commissioners of health from the 36 states converged on Transcorp Hilton in Abuja for the presentation of the 2016 National Health Facilities Survey. The Minister of State for Health prepares the minds of participants for the surprises the report contains.
It's not unusual if reports like this stir up some emotional reaction initially. We should be prepared for them and need not be troubled, but rather be motivated to look inwards.
Then the presentation of the report by the project coordinator. He identifies inaccurate diagnosis and the lack of basic treatment equipment as a major problem in the sector.
The result shows that only 41.3% nationally had the ability to diagnose at least half of the total, these 5 key conditions. That is not too good for a country, for us. Just simple stethoscope, BP machine, thermometer, and only 28.4%, then we should actually look more carefully and see how we can further equip our facilities. But nationally, secondary health facilities had 60.8% with availability of these basic equipment.
The Minister of Health describes the report as an opportunity for improvement.
On all major indicators and the quality of care indices, we are not where we ought to be. That's the truth. But we should see this as a great catalyst and a great opportunity for change.
The 2016 Health Facilities Survey is an aspect of the government's Save 1 Million Lives program, targeted at improving healthcare services in Nigeria. Now that the report has been presented, Nigerians can only watch and hope that it will lead to improvement in the sector.
The Minister of Power, Works and Housing has restated the federal government's resolve to implement the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan through the provision of basic infrastructure across the country. Mr. Fashola made the pledge during the inauguration of rural electrification and semi-urban water projects in Bakura, Talata Mafara and Gusau local government areas of Zamfara State. He commended the state government's investment drive in the provision of infrastructure. The daily battle for drinking water for hundreds of residents in Zamfara State is about to come to an end as water supply and electricity received a boost. The Minister of Power, Works and Housing inaugurated a rural electrification and semi-urban water projects in Bakura, Talata Mafara and Gusau local government areas of the state. This investment, according to him, falls in line with the President's promise to the people.
The Zamfara state government is now showing to the people that they can count on their government to respond in times of emergency. This is consistent with the Economic Recovery and Growth Program enunciated by the President and Commander-in-Chief, President Muhammadu Buhari.
The distribution of firefighting vehicles purchased by the state government is part of the mix. The inauguration of the various projects, which is part of activities to mark the 6th-year anniversary of Governor Abdulaziz Yari, has so far gulped over 14 billion naira.
The investors will seize the opportunity to availability of electricity in our rural areas to establish factories for processing of agricultural produce. This is expected to promote the farming across the state and address the problem of loss of yield suffered by our farmers as a result of spoilage of produce like tomatoes, onion, and others.
The governor noted that the commissioning of the projects is one that is geared towards uplifting the lives of hundreds of communities, urging the beneficiaries to guard the facilities and desist from vandalism. When the News at 10 returns, former President Obasanjo commends Africa Finance Corporation for 10 years of infrastructure interventions.